Hey, happy Sunday, family. Hope you guys are doing awesome and great. Just to let you guys know, tomorrow, Monday, we will be open regular time, 7 to 9:30 in the morning, 3 to 6 in the afternoon. Get in for your adjustments. Start the week off right. Let's get the nerve system working good. Let's get your body feeling good. Let's get you active, able to move. Like last weekend, people calling me like crazy saying, I'm hurting more. I've got more aches and pains. I want to make sure my immune system works better because people are working from home. People are doing home projects. Maybe your life's changed a little bit, maybe a little bit more stress these days like everybody else too. So this is a great opportunity for you guys to start the week off right with a great adjustment. So patience, see you guys tomorrow. Also recommending for some of you Saturday people and later in the week people, I am recommending you guys get an extra adjustment this week. Just contact the front desk. They can help you out with that, understanding how to get your extra adjustments in right now to make sure we keep you strong, healthy, keep the nerve system working like clockwork, like it's supposed to, so the body can heal. Remember always that God's great. God built our bodies. The good news is God built our bodies to heal, to function. We have viruses and bacteria. We have parasites. We have stuff in our body all the time. Time will tell if this thing was big or if this thing was small. I know they freaked us out at the beginning, but I think you're going to start to see there's going to be a lot of deaths this week. There's going to be a lot of things that we're going to have to pick through some numbers and everything, and where it's not okay for people to die at all. There are still going to be numbers that are going to come out with this that's going to say, hey, man, this wasn't as bad as what we thought it was. I'm just predicting that. I'm going to show you guys some graphs that are going to show you guys these things right now and talk to you about a few things as well. Just encourage you guys. You can focus on all that negative, or you can focus on the truth, and that's what God gave you. You can work on your mind, you can work on your adjustments, you can work on your nutrition, you can work on your exercise, and you can work on your detox. That's the things that you can do to make sure your body is healing and functioning at the highest and greatest level that it possibly can. I do want to show you guys a couple things, and that's it for the update for today. So if some of you guys want to click off, great. But if some of you guys that want to know a little bit more, I'm going to show you guys something, share with you guys something personal this weekend. This is my daughter Ace's birthday. We did celebrate it with some friends, but you can see the social distancing between the family. We got the one family on one side, the family on the other side. Again, having fun, making sure that we can still celebrating with social distancing and obeying and making sure that we are safe, of course. But the reality is, and just all joking aside, I do want to let you guys know, here's a couple things that I came across this week. This first graph blew me away. And this is something you can see in my post that I put on Facebook too. This is the amount of U.S. deaths weekly due to pneumonia deaths in the United States. And so what this graph is showing you is all the years that have went by, and you can see how it always peak in the middle of the winter in January, February, but then it would always go down because the body learns how to be able to heal and fight. And then of course, nicer weather and all that other kind of stuff. Well, this year you can see it was on the incline as well, but you can see now how it's gone through the decline. Now, I know this is it's only 3 months in, but it doesn't have, where we're at right now, but it has pretty much until the end of March. And you can see that it was drastically, and if you guys know anything about charts like this, it's usually not going to spike in the other direction. If it's going downhill, it's going downhill. So the question you got to ask when you see this thing is, well, why in the heck would pneumonia deaths be going downhill? Like if especially with everything that's going on right now, wouldn't you think that pneumonia deaths would sustain or be more or still have those things? And so here's what people and experts are saying right now is that pneumonia deaths are decreasing because of, guess what? Either these pneumonia deaths are being classified as COVID deaths, or COVID is taking these people out and the deaths are being shuffled over into the COVID side and not on the pneumonia side. And so what this is telling us is that, well, maybe some of these COVID deaths would have been people that would have died already from pneumonia. Again, if that person was your grandpa or grandma, if it was your mom or dad, I'm sorry. But the fact that somebody was going to die, these are just numbers. And we know that all these numbers represent people's lives. I'm not being insensitive to the fact, but you can see that the numbers were decreasing. And that some of those COVID deaths that might have happened, that might have been classified properly, or from what I'm hearing through the medical world, is a lot of these deaths are being, and even cases are being actually misclassified as the wrong thing, because right now, all the research and all the money that is coming into the hospitals and the pharmaceutical world, it actually helps them get more money if there are more COVID deaths and more COVID diagnoses. So if you start to follow the money on this stuff, you got to start to realize and think, man, something's just not adding up properly. Well, then you go, well, yeah, but okay, so if the pneumonia cases are going down, that's fine. And if they're being classified, that's because COVID's killing so many more people. And so all these people are dying because this huge pandemic, which I like to call plandemic, because I believe that the scare tactics used by the media, because they're constantly trying to inflame you. They want you to watch more. I believe the scare tactics made, if you watch the marketing patterns of the flu shot every single year by the medical media and what they're feeding to us, they use it like a playbook every single year on us, that if we start to scare the crap out of people, more people will start to take the vaccine, more people will get to seek the medications. And guess what? Every year, the same amount of people basically die. And so what happens is, if you see this next chart, it kind of blows you away, is that this next chart is actually the amount of US weekly deaths for the last 25 weeks. And you could see over here that it started right above 50,000 about 25 weeks ago. And you can see as it goes along, it's at a steady pace every single week. But then you can kind of see how at the end over here, where we're at right now, do you guys see what's happening? The amount of deaths that are happening, and I don't care. You can say, well, that's probably because people are staying home. Maybe there's not as many car accidents, or whatever reasoning you want to kind of put into this. But to see it drop down almost above 10,000 deaths less per week right now, is it because of the quarantine, or is it because less people are dying right now? Maybe that there's still people dying that were classified as pneumonia last year are dying of COVID or other things, right? I'm seeing people that die from cancers and heart disease and diabetes. If they die with, just like in Vermont, you saw that little kid that died at home and the governor proclaimed, oh, this is a COVID death. And they come to find out it was an abuse issue. And so before we jump the gun on thinking that, oh my gosh, our world's caving in on us, I want you to leave you guys with this, is that God is great. The good news is you were built strong, you were built healthy, but you've got to take care of it. Stop listening to all the stuff around you. Stop becoming scared. Here's what I want you to start praying, and this is what I've been praying lately too. I want people to start to wake up. I want, I pray that the medical media, the pharmaceutical industry, Bill Gates, enemy number one, Facebook, you name it. I just pray to God that they didn't perpetuate this thing and make this thing because it was a huge money grab, and the government on that as well. I don't care who it was, but if they came into this thing, and I'm not a conspiracy theory guy, but the numbers are just not adding up right now. We need to start asking questions. And so, listen, I get passionate about this. I know you're strong. It's going to be like every other sickness and disease. It goes through its bell curve and it will come back down. And so just know that you can take care of one thing. That's you and your family's health. And so those of you that are patients right now, I love the fact that you guys get a chance to come in every week and protect yourself, not just from aches and pains, obviously, but you get to protect yourself from sickness and disease as well. But those of you that are not patients yet, or those of you that are patients that have your kids at home, it's time to get them in. Those of you that have the spouse at home, that if your husband's at home and you're getting adjusted, or you're at your wife's at home and you're getting adjusted, it's time for the whole family to be healthy and strong. And that's what you can count on right now, is for us to be able to have Family Healing Chiropractic, for us to be able to take you down this pathway where health and healing comes from the inside, but you've got to take care of what's inside of you. Love you guys. Have a blessed day. If you have questions, feel free. Shoot me emails. Challenge me on this. I love it. I love this conversation, but we need to start asking the right questions along the way. These graphs are there for a reason, and we need to start asking the questions why.